Hello everyone, I'm the Nerdy Fool and welcome back to Pathfinder Kingmaker. We are ready to bring Jubilost over here to the Dwarven Ruins, and then potentially swing up by the Hodag Lair. I did figure out how to fix Amiri, who was stuck playing dead, and all it needed was a save and reload. So that apparently reset whatever it needed to reset, and she's now fine. So we are ready to continue on our way. Perhaps I should have gone down that path to see about unlocking more roads. It's fine. Although I don't know what Jubilost is going to say when he finds out that I've turned the Dwarven fortress into a kobold kingdom. Hopefully he has no issues with that. Splendid. I just knew you couldn't hide from me forever, you elusive Dwarven outpost. Jubilost digs the map out of his pocket and marks a mark on it. That's it. On behalf of all the institutions of NRC, I hereby thank you. As a matter of fact, I'm even qualified to reward you your help in hard coin. He gets out his purse and throws it to you. 1,800 coins, thank you. Now all I have to do is finish my article for the Independence about the state of affairs in your barony. Jubilost looks at you defiantly. I'll be honest with you, unfortunately, I can't write anything too good. Monsters roaming the roads, minimal education level, and a traveler needs some unprecedented luck just to be able to find any interesting sites or landmarks. Sadly, these lands are not attractive, neither for potential settlers nor for tourists. Chaotic good. I won't interfere with whatever you're going to write. Neutral. If you are so set up to be impartial, don't forget to mention that the Baroness of these lands tends to major problems personally, so all of them will be solved in the near future. It's a very good statement. He's very aware that we are personally invested and getting involved in fixing it. Chaotic neutral, at least we have enough jobs for those capable of wielding a sword. Monsters won't kill themselves, you know. For lawful evil, I offer you a simple deal. You write a positive review, and I don't pull your legs out right now. That's the lawful option? I won't interfere with what you're going to write. I'd like it to be nicer, and maybe if I'm nice to you, you'll... Now, you're kind of a terrible person. Like, you don't care about people being nice to you. If you had better social skills, we'll say, me being nice to you might lead to a better result. But I doubt it in your case. But still, I won't interfere with whatever you're going to write. But I hope in time, as things improve, you might be willing to write something new if you stay in the area. Thanks for your understanding. After all, I work for all the inhabitants of the Inner Sea region. By the way, your support will also be mentioned in my article. There we go. So we do get some positive response because we chose to not push back. I'll need some time to finish my article. Until then, I'll stay at your capital. I'm sure you don't mind. Great. By the way, I'd be pleased to travel with you sometime if you wanted to have a conversation with someone smarter than your usual companions. Okay, you said you're staying in the capital, but you are staying in my party, thankfully. It's almost unbelievable that Jubilost decided to join our party. Even more unbelievable is the fact that such a brilliant author could prove to be such a nuisance of a gnome in real life. And I don't think we have anything further to do here. He didn't actually want to see the Dwarven Ruin. I'm going to still stop in, because now that we've left and returned, I want to see if anything interesting has changed. My suspicion is no, because already just leaving there, we got new conversations with Tartuk, and I suspect we're not going to get another set of new conversations just for leaving the whole area and coming back. Well, let's find out. No, so nothing new. Now, we do have a trader here, so I could quickly just to make it a little bit of coin. I could head in, immediately leave, and it'll be like, here's a bunch of junk you didn't pick up. Do you want to grab it? And I say yes. That's not actually that much junk. I think most of the junk we found was on the lower level. Either way, we can sell this to the trader that's right here. And that doesn't take too much of our time. Like, I could go through more effort to get more of that junk, but the reason I left it all behind is because it's not actually worth much. Yeah, 24 gold. Whatever. Is there another exit out of here? No, we do have to get all the way back down to here. Alright. What's our formation now? Decent. I think I would rather have you further up. Harem. Actually, if we're really deciding on decent formations, I'd rather put Valerie all the way to the front, put our ranged people as far back as possible. You can be a little bit more forward. I'm fine with that. But something like that, in the hopes that Valerie gets involved more, and our ranged people are involved less. So now we take out the Hodag, I suppose? Unless we come across...
Get some rest, isn't it?
Wow, you're tired already? You have no constitution? Given that you have no health, that may be the case. If we go to... Okay, you're penalized for your fatigue, but your con is a +1. Oh, I should probably give you a bunch of magic items. It occurs to me that you're using just basic garbage. Also, your attacks with your bombs, are they dex-based or are they strength-based? I don't know. Like, you're throwing weapons. I mean, this is better than just a plain resistance. I don't know that strength really helps you. This boosts con. Con is possibly better than strength for you. What kind of armor can you wear? You have only light. Oh, don't I have a bomber's leather armor on someone? Who would it be? You're wearing medium, you're wearing heavy, you're wearing light. Heavy. It's gotta be someone that we left at home. Or it's your sister. Which we can't find out at the moment. There was a bomber's outfit somewhere. I'm fairly certain. So this will give us 3 military. We'll take it. Assuming, do I actually have... I mean, I guess I do have the BP on that. Okay, we've solved that. We've solved that. Research into the nature of curses was a success. Our investigation found that the cursed wishing well, which locals believed was the source of their misfortune, is totally harmless and is not troubled by any magic. Dorsey, the rejected fiancé of a local girl, tried to use the well to curse the Fae, who he thought had bewitched his bride. The girl, Naita, also used the well to curse her own father. Both of these curses bore fruit, but the well was clearly not the reason. Some other power may have intervened to give the curse their power. Other theories are more complex. Perhaps the curses don't require any binding power at all. Perhaps Naita and Dorsey somehow managed to bring them to life of their own will, though neither of them was a mage. That's all we know for now. Perhaps we shall learn more of as our research continues. This research has increased our understanding of arcane and divine magic. We have acquired a deeper understanding of the nature of curses. Cool. Restoration of the Bronze Shield Fortress, which we paid a fortune for, success. You've made progress in the restoration work. A region upgrade featuring this fortress is now available. It occurs to me that I'm restoring this fortress but it's currently lived in by the kobolds, which feels like... Should I put a lot of money into helping the kobolds have a nicer home? I don't know about that. Enchanted Wind. News has arrived from the largest observatory of the Five Kings Mountains. The enchanted lens of their main telescope broke. That was from ages ago. Okay. Is there anything else I can do? We can assign you here to give us strength in numbers. Or, because that'll take basically all of our BP. Or I could research into curses. We'd need to buy more BP to do that. Give us more divine and arcane. We need to keep getting more arcane so that we can rank up. Not sure at what point we actually get a rank. Because, like, some of these others that aren't yet at 20 already had a rank 1. I don't know why, say, arcane that's at 11 and stability at 16 aren't rank 1. What does that take? Do I want to buy all that BP? Researching curses is probably more important than giving you a +1 to your military roles. So sure, let's buy... Nah, we'll just buy 100. We're just chewing through all of our money. Ooh, research into the scythe tree, which we can't do it because we need... Yeah, I don't know which advisor position we need. I guess we can do both of these because I bought the points. So, you start recruiting, and you start looking into the Bald Hilltop, which we do need to know more about. Okay, I don't think there's anything new there.
We should gather our strength.
Once we get outside the Hodag's lair. Yeah, this seems like a fine place to camp.
I wonder why, in the vast majority of cases, brains and brawn are reciprocally proportional.
What? Oh, no. I feel it in my gut you just said something bad about me. God forbid one day I understand what you're babbling.
That's kind of what he said. Yeah. We could also swing up to the Verdant Chambers. We're not on as much of a time crunch now, so I could send away my party and go in and see what happens. We're not that far away. We could just swing up there. It's tempting. Let's check out the Hodag lair. We now know what a Hodag is. It's apparently some sort of giant lizard, based upon the Hodags, the venomous Hodags we saw before, that we dealt with fairly easily, though we weren't sending Amiri in by herself in those cases. Toss down a quick save.
I'm off.
We don't know where this Hodag is going to be. There he is. Now I slice this lizard into tiny pieces. Watch out and don't get in my way. Everything alright? You want to go alone? Maybe we should help you with the battle. Attack the Hodag to battle, or just leave the lair. You want to go alone? You bet. Amiri thrusts her chest forward, anticipating a good fight. But I'd call you if I need you. Maybe we should help you after all. You think I'm your young pup? I don't need help. She frowned slightly. Stay close. Tell if I need you. Okay. Any chance that you're willing to hold off so that I can cast a bunch of spells on you? Battle. Mary unleashes a fearsome battle cry and charges the monster. Please don't. Oh, come on. Well, that's what quick saves are for. Also, when she says, you know, that
Well,
she wants us to
I'm glad you called.
I'm listening.
wait for her. Okay. Now that you're back among the group, what can I cast on you? Let's go give a haste.
Command me.
Let's
Time to act.
cast haste. There you go.
Grotus awaits
You
us.
can go for a bless. It's just a simple buff.
The end draws
Do you
near.
require my assistance?
I guess no one else has anything they can cast on you.
Pray or polish
Ready.
your armor. And my armor gleams as it does.
Okay. You now have a couple of things. You've got haste and bless. I'm gonna let you try and do this alone.
See.
Like you said. All of us, we're gonna let her give it a go. Nope, nope, nope. Oh, come on. She's got this. Pull back, all of you. And then hold. There you go. Yeah, Mary had this. Ha! One more down. Mary kicks the remains of the monster with her boot and thrusts her chest out proudly. Are you hurt? You don't have to prove anything to me. I already know you're brave and a skilled warrior. Congratulations. So what now? Ready to move on? Yeah, you don't have to prove anything to me. I already know you're brave. Because that's her point, is she's trying to prove as a new member of this tribe that she's a valued member of the tribe. That's how her culture is. Proof, she snorts. We killed it. It's enough. Are you hurt? Scratches, and Mary shrugs. Got some new scars. Congratulations. So what now? Are you ready to move on? On new monsters. Ha! Was born ready. Alright. As I suspected, our barbarian friend finds monster slaying a matter of personal pride. After she defeated the enemy, Amiri proved to herself once and for all that she's worthy of being called a warrior, and is ready to accept Melandra as her chieftain. Everything worked out nicely. Mutual respect within the party is a matter of life and death. So is that it, or are you going to have us do even more crazy fights later? So you took on a level 8 magical beast on your own, essentially. I mean, the rest of the party obviously buffed you, and that helps. Hi there, body. Oh, and that also gained us a level up. I just noticed that. Well, how about that? Let's see. Most of this is garbage, but I'll just pick it up. We're probably going to be heading back somewhere we can do some trade. Please don't get zapped by lightning, people.
In due time.
That will make all of us sad. Potion of heroism, more healing potions. I keep telling myself when I get to town I want to buy more healing potions, and then I don't. More food. Man, weather, can you turn a bit friendlier? I would appreciate it. I guess that's the edge of the map. We don't seem to be able to go up there at all. Okay, that seems to be the whole map, so let's just head back here to the start. And try not to die. And then I'm going to quickly go through and level everyone up, since we've gained our level ups, and level 8 should be nice. So see you guys in a moment. So we didn't have a lot of choices for this level. It's 8th level, so we gained a new ability score. So I raised Charisma up to an even level, which is great. And then spell-wise, there's actually quite a few that seem interesting. But as a conjuration-focused sorcerer, there aren't any really good conjuration 4th level spells. So I was torn between something like Enlarge Person Mass, which will help large portions of our party. Some people probably would benefit from being small rather than large, but it's fine. Greater Invisibility could help some of our characters. What else? Stone Skin could be good to cast on our melee fighters. Enervation is another I considered, giving specific targets temporary negative levels. But I figure just a buff spell for the party is probably pretty good. Let's move on to the next person. Miri got a +1 to strength, bringing that up to an even number. I think that's a wise choice. And then for her barbarian, what do they call that class? It's her rage powers. That's what they are. For her rage power, I went with increased damage reduction, which in her case is just the first level of it, getting her 2 damage reduction. But we can take it, I think, it says up to 3 times to potentially get up to 6 damage reduction. But just having her take less damage is going to be great. I think these only apply when they're in rage, because they're rage powers. So more incentive to remember to put her in rage more often. Wasn't exactly sure what to do with Valerie. She was at an even level of strength. I decided to put 1 more point into strength, bring it to an odd level. Dex is one that I could put a point into, but I think she's always going to be in heavy enough armor that the +1 isn't going to matter there. I could boost her charismas because we are building her towards intimidating, some feats towards that. Was very tempted there. In the end, I decided to go with strength. I think it's more useful in the short term. And then as for feats, I think Greater Shield Focus is fine. It is an 8th level feat, so it's finally available. Gets her +1 AC just to keep boosting her AC even higher, which seems a little excessive at the moment, but it's fine. Better to have her not get hit. There were other things that I could have chosen, like improved critical to give her a larger crit range with her sword. Or weapon specialization or greater weapon focus. Might have even been some things focused on that intimidation play style, but she's all focused on shields as a tower shield specialist, so I figure that is a reasonable choice. Canara was a bit harder to figure out what to do with. For her ability score improvement, I put it in intelligence because her specific variety of being a dark elementalist kineticist means that she uses intelligence instead of constitution to determine damage with wild talents. Is that not necessarily with all of her blasts? Is everything else still constitution based? Maybe it is just wild talent based. So should I still go with Constitution for her blasts? Unclear. Because I don't think the blasts are counted as wild talents. Wild talents are Burning Infusion, Fan of Flames, and Extended Range. I think. No, wild talents are Foxfire, Heat Adaptation, Fire's Fury, and then Dog Familiar I just gave her. Maybe I should just go with Con then. Because I don't use those wild talents much. Anyway, so for the wild talent this level, the options we had was Cold Adaptation, but she already has Cold Resistance, probably for being a tiefling. Elemental Whispers, which gives her a familiar. Kinetic Restoration, which we found out is personal only, therefore it's not as exciting. Bonus feats. Iron Will gives +2 will, which I guess is nice. Persuasive, she doesn't really focus on persuasion. Dazzling Display, again, she's not focusing persuasion. Skill Focus to give her +3 in some skill is nice, I guess. Skilled Kineticist seems to do basically nothing, from what I could tell. So Elemental Familiar still gives her a +3 to a skill, but also gives her +2 to another skill, in this case Perception, which seems better than a +3 to a skill. And having a familiar seems cool. So, yeah. Dog familiar, +3 to her lore. Nature. Putting her solidly as the highest of lore nature. Which seems pretty good to me. And then a good perception. I think that's the direction I'm going to go. Again, I'm not super sure exactly about how she works. Like, the Dark Elementalist is a bit weird. Since we can bring Kaliki into the party, it seemed easy enough to do so. So I decided to level her up as well. Also put a point into Constitution because as a normal kineticist, she definitely wants to boost her Constitution. And then for her ability, she has most of the same options that aren't that exciting. The feat choices were Blind Fight and Bull Rush, which don't seem that exciting. Slick is basically Grease at the cost of Burn. We can do Grease on our own. Healing Burst. Seems like it's basically the channel healing that clerics get at the cost of Burn. And more healers is always good. So that's her level up. With Harem, I added 1 point to his Wisdom, and then he automatically gained Chaos Blade and Destructive Aura. Chaos Blade allows him to give his weapon the Anarchic special weapon quality for half of his level in rounds, so 4 rounds in this case per day. I don't know much about that. It makes your weapon chaos aligned, I'm assuming, and maybe gives additional damage. I'm not certain. I'd have to see exactly what it does. Destructive Aura sounds awful. 8th level, you can emit a 30-foot aura of destruction for a number of rounds per day equal to your level. In this case, 8 rounds. All attacks made against targets in this area, including you, gain a morale bonus on damage equal to half your level. And then all critical threats are automatically confirmed. These rounds do not need to be consecutive. So everyone in a 30-foot range, all of my allies and all of my enemies, are all making their attacks with a bonus on damage and threats confirmed. If we have a numbers advantage, so if it's like our party against a single boss, then that's probably good. But in a standard fight where it seems like we're getting surrounded by dozens of smaller enemies, that just makes all of their attacks hit harder and crit more. So whoever has the more attacks benefits from Destructive Aura. So, yeah. There's probably going to be times where it's useful, but I think most of the time it's probably not. Now with Jubilost, there's quite a few decent options to choose from. First, Intelligence is what I raised because obviously everything about him is based on his intelligence. You got a Discovery. Infusion's the one I went with, which allows him to cast his spells on others. All of his spells are normally potions and only cast on himself. So now he can use them on others. I don't think it allows me to use communal spells, because I still think they're all treated as personal, but the personal can be an ally, which is sort of confusing. Other ones that I was considering, Cognatogen, which works like his mutagen that raises either any of his physical stats but lowers mental stats. Instead, it would go the opposite and raise a mental stat. Definitely tempted by that. Blinding bombs could be cool to temporarily blind and or dazzle groups of enemies. Fast bombs. He's got a high enough base attack bonus that he could potentially throw multiple bombs in a round. That's tempting. But I went with Infusion. And then for spells, I gave him Thorn Body, which is a personal spell and not particularly useful for a long-range character. But because he can cast personal spells on allies, I can put this onto one of my frontline tanks like Valerie or Amiri and have them potentially hurt others that are attacking them, which seems pretty good to me. Yeah, there's a lot of communal options here that I would like to cast, but from what I've read online, it seems like communal stuff doesn't work from an alchemist. So, yeah. It also means that because we've taken Infusion, I can now cast Cure Serious Wounds on others, which will be great. So, yeah. That's it for Jubilost. And I think from that, I'm going to end the episode here. We've taken out the Hodag. And I don't necessarily know where we go from here. Maybe we do go up to the Verdant woods to receive our reward from the Dryad, Guardian of the Bloom. Or maybe we head down to the mushroom place for the witch. I don't know. I'll see you guys next time, and I'll decide then. Bye.